And then today we've started looking at Allegro. So I'll deal with the left hand first. The left hand is playing an accompaniment, so not the melody, that's in the right hand. And the accompaniment is made up basically of chords. You've met this in when you played the theme piece in grade 1. Alright, and even. Okay, so we're just going up to bar 6 in the left hand, aren't we? Alright, so that's basically how it's constructed, and then the chord is split up, so the notes are just played one after the other very smoothly. You shouldn't have any breaks at all apart from where there is a rest. Remember, the F sharp comes up with a little finger, okay, and then we go down to D in bar 4, and then there's a rest which gives you time to move your hand back again. Now these next 3 chords are a little bit more complicated, a bit more spread apart. So I'll look at that a little bit more. So it starts in bar 5 with the chord of G. Then you've got to spread the hand slightly so that you've got D at the bottom, middle C, and your 3rd finger should be on F sharp. Okay, and then the 4th finger, if you train it to be next door to the D so that it's on the E, that means it's ready for the next chord, which is an E minor chord, which is made up of E, G and B with 4, 2 and 1, and at the end of that you go down an octave to finish on B. Okay, so maybe from bar 5 just get to know those chords like I'm playing them a little bit, and then you can try splitting them up slowly. Join every note up, remember. Okay. Now the right hand is simple enough as long as you follow it carefully. There are some places where the quavers, particularly in bar 4, they move around a little bit. They sort of snake their way around. So you need to make sure you follow every note exactly. Don't miss out any where there are adjacent notes on the stave or where there are maybe a skip here and there. So you know how to recognise that, so just be careful to follow it. We talked about the breaks, that those you've got marked in your music. They're just breaks in the sound. You just don't join on to the next note there at that point. It also starts on the 4th count. So I'm going to count in 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, and then off we go. 1, 2, little break, 4 and 1. Now in bar 4 we've got this little quick note. Bar 5. Bar 6 is a tie and then a break straight after. Maybe you played that a little bit too fast, I'm not sure. I think you should be fine on the first line. So just looking at that little quick note, it's called an asciacatura, and it means crushed. And it's like you're sort of crushing the 2 notes almost together very quickly, like that. You've done them in your dozen a day. I think you did a, can't remember how it goes, a little frog thing, like that. I think that was the first time you've met this little grace note, or a asciacatura, sorry, that's what it's called. So you're using the B because it's written on the line note, the 3rd line is B and then it goes to A. So use the 3 and 2, which should be the fingers that should be there anyway, and just flick the note quickly like that. Okay, that should run into that smoothly from the previous bar. So if I play from bar 3, so I'm going to join onto the little tiny note. Okay, carrying on now, I'm going to slow down and count the G, which is tied. 1, 2, then up. Okay, I would almost imagine that the tied note, the G quaver that it's tied to, is a rest. So imagine that note isn't there and actually there's a rest there to make you lift the key. I'll play from the beginning of that bar. 1, 2, so rest, then you carry on with the other 3 quavers, which then carry on to the next bar. And here we've got 2 staccatos. After that, it's all legato. Okay, and just at the end of bar 7, you've got to bring the finger over to the F sharp. And then in bar 8, it should be the 4th finger on the G, playing to the F sharp. And then there's a break before you would carry on. Okay, so keep that hand separately and have a look at that really carefully.